So one of the core misconceptions that is out there that we have to get over, especially when it comes to an athletic performance versus a lifting performance, is what we do with our core, and is it should be braced, it should be sucked in, should be pushed out. And sometimes the nomenclature that we get to is just too much when it comes into what goes on with the core, and we get overthinking on these things. The worst thing that we can start to do is start to take powerlifting things and try to put that towards golf or pickleball or tennis. And that's where you can start to see some of these injuries where the stiffness that we need for lifting heavy things and lifting couches and pushing, we don't need to do that for when we're rotating things. One of my mentors always talks about your core should be like a shirt. You need to think about it, you need to know what you're wearing, but at some point you also just need to trust that it's there. And that's what we need to do with our core. So the first exercise we did was like the rolling dead bug, or like as we call it in DNS, basically a 4.5 month to a 5 month position up to a 6 month. So what we're working on here is taking that into the next advancement of where we need to be for standing. So we've talked about doing like a backhand and trying to get our posture better with that and being working through the hips. So what I like to do with this is getting us into position. So I'm going to kind of face sideways here. So we need to be able to pivot on the foot with this. So getting here, and we're going to use like a punch motion here first. So keeping this here, and then I'm rotating away and then rotating toward. So like my movement is mostly happening in my back hip. My front leg is staying still. If I just landed, and then I'm coming through, rotating around. So we're working on this relative motion of the hip, working the oblique chain as it's coming across. I'm not tightening up. I'm not trying to hit the stiff. I'm trying to be athletic with it. So here, plant the leg, and this reactively, my core is going to kick on by having a resistance band. So we start to build up this, where we're getting used to this. It'll integrate into our game where we don't have to think about having a stiff core. That's going to take tension off of our wrists. It's going to take tension off our elbow, take tension off our shoulders to kind of reduce the stress we have to get here. So we're going to be more athletic and be able to power through.